So today I wanted to kind of elaborate on my Ancestry DNA results. So my majority of my African was Nigeria, and so I actually been on the informational side of Nigeria and all the other countries of Africa that I had, and so I wanted to figure out, okay, so within these three major ethnic groups in Nigeria, which one would I most likely belong to? And I figured out that I kind of did some deductive reasoning and kind of singled some of these ethnic groups out, um, like the Hausa and Fulani. I They are still in West African countries, and like Senegal, Mali, Burkina Faso. So a lot of them are still in West Africa, which means a lot of them might have gotten away when during the slave trade and during all of that stuff was going on. Look at the Yoruba now. Weegene said I was actually Weegene and DNA Land said I was Yoruba, but I kind of did some research, and it turns out that most Yoruba Nigerians are in Cuba, Brazil, and Trinidad. Um, and the Igbo and Yoruba peoples from the Bights of Benin and Biafra constituted roughly one third of all Africans transported to the Americas. So it appears that the Igbo and the Yoruba were about one third of all slaves that were in America. So I had kind of like a half and half chance of getting either Yoruba or Igbo. Now, I'm gonna show you how the Igbo people actually relate to my genetic community. So it says that okay, so other debtors had been convicted of crimes. Several Igbo were reputed to be so the Igbo people were very rebellious against the slaveholders, not wanting to go into slavery, and you can see that in the United States, a high concentration of slaves in Maryland and Virginia were Igbo. Keep that in mind. Maryland and Virginia were Igbo. High concentration. And still constitute a large proportion of the African American population. So it said Maryland and Virginia. And a high concentration of Igbo were in Virginia and Maryland. So as you can see, my genetic community is very, very likely. So it's very, very likely that my ancestors came straight to the Americas, which is actually I looked up and I found out that less than 500,000 slaves were actually taken straight to the Americas. Most were actually taken to the Caribbean and South America. So the fact that I don't have any genetic community in the Caribbean makes me think that my African slave ancestors were taken straight to the Americas. And you can see that the Igbo had large. There was a large when slaves came to America. There was a large slave population of Igbo slaves in Maryland and Virginia, and you can see my genetic community kind of lines up with that. African Americans in northern and central Virginia, and you can also see that there's a large circle over Washington D.C. And southern Maryland. So this is kind of in my range right here. And I think that Weegene and DNA Land don't necessarily have they don't have a category for Igbo. They only have a category for Yoruba, Senegal, and the Mende and Akan people of Ghana and Sierra Leone and all that. So I really think that I might have a small percentage of Hausa and Fulani, because I'm 12% Mali, which I'm 12% Mali, and Mali is Mali is a lot of desert. Nigeria. I'm 46% Nigerian, um, which also includes Niger, and Niger is a country right above. Um, I'm sorry, Nigeria is right below Niger. So, and that's mostly a desert country. So I'm thinking, Hazard and Fulani, they were over in that area. I might have a little bit of Yoruba, but I think I'm mostly Igbo. Just from the fact that it just seems like that. Um, so yeah, I don't know exactly when they arrived here. It just says from pre to 1850. So I'm sorry, pre 1850. So before 1850. Uh, so yeah, so that's one thing I wanted to share. I think I might have actually forgotten the other thing that I wanted to say. Um, but yeah, I think okay, yeah, I think that's all I wanted to say. But yeah, so uh, now I'm not aware of, and oh yeah, also it seems to be that Ancestry has about Ancestry has about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They actually have 9 categories for Africa. And the one that I did not get was really surprising was Benin Togo, which actually I think that's the question that I pondered in my mind, is that since Nigeria is so close to Benin, and I'm 12% Ivory Coast Ghana, and Ghana is right next to Togo. So it kind of is weird that I don't have any Benin Togo, since I'm Nigerian, and also a little bit of Niger right here, and it was kind of weird. I don't know. Maybe I do have some that. I mean, they don't even. One thing I don't understand. I kind of want Ancestry to have a lot more categories. I know they're probably working on that because I'm Senegal. I'm 30% Senegal and the Gambia, which I don't exactly know how that turns out to be. I don't know how much Senegal or the Gambia I have. But as you can see, Mali, it there's a little bit of Burkina Faso and Guinea that's circled in, and then there's some Mauritania. So I don't know if I have any of that. I don't know if I have any Chad. Now when I click on Cameroon, Congo, um, when you click on Cameroon and Congo, um, it shows Chad. So maybe I don't know if I have some Chad. I really don't even know. So yeah, you can see Angola. I don't know if I have any Angola. And plus, I only have 2% hunter gatherers and 2% southeastern Bantu. So yeah, I don't even know if I have any. So it's very very small percentage. But I was kind of wondering about these other countries like Chad and Niger and Guinea and Liberia and um, Guinea and all these countries. So yeah, that's all I wanted to share with you guys. So I think I'm Igbo. I think I am. I'm not very sure. I'm not entirely sure. But I know that it said that um, a large population of Igbo were sent to Virginia and Maryland. So yeah, guys, that's all I wanted to share with you. I wanted to make this really really quick. So leave your comments, see how you agree with this. If you don't, so yeah, see you guys later.